You've heard Joe and Big Al talk about the benefits of tax diversification in retirement. That is, having money in tax-deferred, tax-free, and taxable accounts. But what should you do if this tax triangle of yours is lopsided? Joe and our special guest co-host, Marc Horner, CFP, spitball on this quandary for Rae and Roy in Central California. Today on Your Money, Your Wealth podcast number 544. Plus, do Rae or Roy need to get a part-time job? Also, Elwood Blues in Illinois would like to retire in 2 years, but is willing to go for 3 more to make this retirement plan work. Joe and Marc spitball on when Elwood can really put down that harmonica. I'm executive producer Andy Last, and here are the hosts of Your Money, Your Wealth, Joe Anderson, CFP, and sitting in for Big Al Clopine, CPA, Marc Horner, CFP.
Rae and Roy, let's go here. Howdy, Joe, Al, Andy. I'm Rae, and my husband's Roy. That's cute. Little Rae and Roy. We drive an old Toyota 4Runner when we're exploring off-road and have recently purchased a Mazda hybrid for our daily trips to town. We like a little scotch or bourbon on the rocks when the weekend hits. We enjoy looking at the stars around the fire pit. Oh, Rae and Roy, you are so
lovely.
Just beautiful. Central California is our home. Here are numbers that Andy asked for in her helpful video found on the Pure Financial website. You made a video, Andy.
Joe, I told you about this like 6 months ago. If you go to the Ask Joe and Big Al page, there's a video from me that explains to you how to get a good spitball. So obviously Rae and Roy have used it.
Very cool. I should go there.
You should. You should get to know our website, Joe. PureFinancial.com. You'll love it.
You'd probably take a little gander at that.
Right. Less time on Instagram. Come on, buddy.
Oh, man. All right. Let's see. We have $2 million saved for retirement, 85% in taxable accounts, and 10% in tax-deferred, 5% in tax-free. Wow. This is interesting. $2 million, only 10% of that is in a retirement account, and everything's more or less in a brokerage.
Yeah.
Our fixed annual income.
That is unique.
Yep. Our fixed annual income will be $50,000 to start, and then after Roy reaches age 67, we'll have $20,000 more. We plan on retiring this summer at ages 59 and 62. We would like to spend $96,000 annually. Question, of course, quick spitball. Please, should one of us get a part-time job? All right, number 2. You may have noticed our tax triangle is a bit lopsided.
Yeah.
Well, yes, we did there, Rae and Roy. Is this a problem? We assume it is best to spend down the brokerage account first, correct? No. We want to get on the Roth train. How can we best move funds from our taxable into Roth accounts? Will a teacher's pension or Social Security count as earned income? And finally, how can we reduce tax liability as we begin to spend down? One of us is a huge fan of the podcast.
That's my favorite line in the whole email. One of us is a huge fan.
For some reason, it is relaxing to hear how you guys make sense of random people's financial chaos in mathematical mumbo jumbo. Thanks for helping so many of us work towards financial peace. Aloha, Rae and Roy.
So Rae is just listening and hanging on to every word and dragging Roy along. And Roy is like, can you please not make me listen to these idiots?
Enough of these clowns. Yeah.
Roy, we gotta convert them. Okay. So
Roy,
yes,
you've been converted to Roth.
She is a little lopsided here. What do you think? Okay. So what do you think? How did this happen? How did
this happen?
Do you have an idea of how they got such a lopsided tax triangle? It's not even it's an octagon or whatever. I mean,
it is an octagon. Maybe one of them being a teacher, they just figured, the pension's going to take care of me. I don't need to worry about saving more into deferred accounts. I'll just save what we've got in the taxable accounts, and the pension will be there for me.
So the $50,000 fixed income, is that Rae's teacher pension, do you think?
That's how I'm reading between the lines. But when they made
20,000
Yeah.
is going to be Roy's Social Security. So they're
Yeah,
gonna
it
have
says when
70
Roy reaches age 67, we'll have 20K more in Social Security. So it sounds like only Roy is going to be getting that Social Security.
Well, I don't know. With the new Social Security law that passed,
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, is the Social Security Fairness Act going to make it so that Rae actually has more money than she thinks?
Wow, look at you just throw out the exact
Wow.
tax, the Social Security Fairness Act.
You were on vacation,
Wow.
and Al and Susan Brandes just talked it out. I learned everything.
Yeah, I call it, that new Social Security thing that came out. And you mean the Social Security Fairness and Respect Act of 2025?
Right. Exactly. Passed on June 12th.
I learned from Big Al.
Okay. So, all right, fixed income of $70,000. They want to spend $100,000, so they're going to be short $30,000. They have $2 million. They're looking pretty good, even if they have to bridge the gap. Once all fixed income arrives, they need $30,000. They got two. Even if they spend down $1 million, that's only 3% on $1 million. So the math works here. So let's talk about some other strategies. So spitball, should we get a part-time job? Mark, I don't think they need a part-time job.
Well, I kind of think that they do.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that the time around the fire pit. So we like a little scotch and bourbon on the rocks when the weekend hits. Enjoy looking at the stars around the fire pit. I'm imagining that they've been doing their working thing, their working career for a little while, and then the end of the week comes, and then they reconnect around the fire pit and have a glorious time. I think there's risk that the fire pit joy could fall apart if they're around each other 7 days a week, 24/7. That maybe just out of the gate they should experiment. One of them should have a part-time job, because absence makes the heart grow fonder. So, but instead of being around each other too much, I would like to see them, not for financial reasons, for harmony and Central California reasons, one of them get a part-time job.
Okay. No, there's a survey that was ran, retirees, and men and women have different visions of what retirement looks like. All right. So they asked, and there was couples, I forget the exact survey and when it was done, but I kind of know the punchline here. And so, they asked both spouses separately, how do they want to spend their retirement and what does that look like? And so they asked the male, and the male goes, I really want to spend a lot more time with family.
Yeah.
I want to spend more time with my wife, and we want to travel, we want to do different things, and that was the number one thing for most males. And then they asked the wife and the female, it's like, okay, what do you want to do? And it was spending more time with my husband. Didn't even make the top 10,
No,
right?
Page 3. Yeah, right.
And so you get the husband kind of like in the way,
Right.
Hey, honey, it's 10 a.m. Can we go to the fire pit and have some scotch?
I don't think so.
She's like, what do you know? That's not the routine. Oh, that's going to be me when I retire. Honey, it's like 8:30. Let's go. He's like 8:30 a.m. Oh, shit. All right. Well, I'll see you in a few hours.
So the extra income of a part-time job, I mean, that'd be nice gravy on top, but it's more for relationship reasons.
Is your tax triangle lopsided? No, absolutely not. I would much rather have 85% of my wealth in a taxable account versus a tax-deferred account. Ideally, I would want everything into a Roth, but so you have almost a couple $1 million in a taxable account. The only thing that you have to be concerned with, or it's not even a concern, is how those dollars are invested.
Yeah.
Because the interest and dividends and capital gains and everything else, all of that is going to spit out and it's going to end up on your tax return, which she's already realizing because she has those dollars. So you want to be a little bit more tax efficient with them. And then you could create a lot of income from those accounts at a 0% tax bracket.
Absolutely.
Right, you're going to be in a very low bracket, and you could do conversions with the 10% that you have, the $200,000 over time, get everything then into a Roth and a brokerage account. I mean, I think you're sitting pretty.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I thought exactly the same thing when she asked about how do we reduce our tax liability. I was not understanding why there's a tax liability problem, and I think you hit the nail on the head. My guess it's the investments are not structured the way that they should be.
Yep.
Or as efficiently as they should be.
Right. Because if you do it right, there's very, very little tax, if any.
There should be. Yep.
So, you could do tax loss harvesting. Maybe think about the technology today in regards to investment structure in tax efficiency of these structures is crazy.
It is crazy.
So, even though you have several $1 million in a non-qualified account, you can almost always zero or close to zero the tax out, just because of your standard deduction is X, and then the capital gains rate as a married couple is pretty high, and that's a 0% cap gains rate. So, yeah, I think it's just fine tuning that. You're going to be very little tax. How do I put more money into Roth? I don't know if you need to, if you do this right, because you'll probably be in the 0% tax bracket for life.
Right.
But I guess with Mark's suggestion, you have Roy continue to work. And if he works, then you can do, he can do Roth IRAs. You could do a spousal Roth IRA as long as there's earned income, right? So if you have earned income of $5,000, you can do a Roth contribution of $5,000. If you have higher income, you can go up to the IRA contribution limits, and then both spouses can do Roth, even though that one spouse is working. So, that's one way. There's different ways.
And I don't want to pick on Roy. I would say whoever doesn't like the podcast should go get a part-time job.
That's definitely Roy.
Yeah, definitely Roy.
Yeah, Ray loves it.
You got him nailed.
Your money, your wealth is all about planning for retirement. But what about when something unexpected happens? The infamous boxer Mike Tyson said everyone has a plan until you get hit in the face. If you're among the 49% of Americans punched in the face by an unplanned early retirement, trainers Joe Anderson CFP and Big Al Clopine CPA will get you into shape this week on a brand new episode of Your Money, Your Wealth TV, with 15 defensive maneuvers that'll help you bob and weave, slip and duck the knockout of retiring earlier than you expected. Click or tap the links in the episode description to watch YMYW TV and to calculate your free financial blueprint. You input what you have now and what you want for the future, and the financial blueprint will output 3 scenarios illustrating what you'll need to get there. It's yours free, courtesy of Your Money, Your Wealth, and Pure Financial Advisors. The next step? Schedule a one-on-one face-to-face meeting, either in person or via Zoom, with one of the experienced professional trainers on the Pure team to go over your blueprint results and to help you craft a plan unique to your needs and goals for retirement. Click or tap the links in the episode description to begin training for your financial future.
All right, here we go. We got a little Blues Brothers. Yeah, and I like the movie reference.
Yes. They
know you, Joe. They know that's what's gonna get you. That's gonna get them on the air.
Elwood Blues. Elwood is
got our
Dan
sunglasses
Aykroyd.
on. It's dark. We're being chased by the police. Let's go.
I got a pack of we got 2 packs of cigarettes and something. What's the line?
2 packs of cigarettes, a half a tank of gas. We're wearing sunglasses, and it's day, and it's night out.
Yep.
Right? It's something like that.
Hit it. Yeah.
Hit it.
Oh, man, what a great movie that was.
Fantastic.
They don't make movies
musicians.
Like that.
Jeez, they're incredible.
Yeah. No, they don't make movies like that anymore.
You had everyone in that movie. Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles.
Yep.
Ray Charles. Yep.
John Lee Hooker was in the first one, wasn't he?
John Lee Hooker. Yeah, he was.
All right. I discovered your show about 6 months ago, so of course I still love it. Perfect.
Month 7, they're done.
I thought like 3 episodes. They just said no. This stuff sucks. But thank you, Elwood, for hanging in there. It's an acquired taste. You might leave, but you'll come back, and then you'll leave again.
Yep.
I drive a 2023 F-150, and my wife a 2022 Acura. I prefer an IPA. A lot of IPA drinkers.
A lot of IPA.
What's your drink of choice, Mark?
Oh, I'm not picky. I am not. I am not picky. I would say the only thing that I will turn my nose up at consistently is Malort.
Okay.
Do you know that drink, Andy?
I've seen a sign in front of the bar down the street from the house that I used to live in San Diego that said, bring your friends for the Malort. They will hate it. And I was like, okay, that's just, okay, whatever.
I'm fairly certain it's distilled from wormwood, which is about enough information that I need about the quality of the drink.
Got it. Okay. Anyway, back to Elwood.
Let's see. I prefer an IPA, not hazy, or bourbon. All right. And my wife likes red wine. We are both 57, are looking to retire in the next couple of years. We spend about $300,000 a year in today's dollars. We have $1.9 million in IRAs, $575,000 in the old Roth, $400,000 and $457 in $5 million. That's a big number there, $5 million.
Yeah, it is.
In a brokerage account.
Oh,
Okay,
waiting to be
how do
taxed.
you get $5 million in a brokerage account and $1.9 million in an IRA? He's got to. Let's see. Let's play guess that occupation.
Well, read the next sentence. The next two sentences.
Saving about $300,000 yearly between IRA and brokerage. So if he's all right, no pension, but should have an additional deferred comp of another $1.5 million paid 6 months after retirement. No debt, no kids. Kids are adults, more or less on their own. I'm willing to work 3 years if needed. We would love a little spitball and always look forward to your podcasts as they are lighthearted and entertaining. Thanks from the Roadhouse. All right.
Is that a reference to
The Blues Brothers? That's where they were. That's where like John Candy, remember, was like sitting in the back with.
That was like Uncle Bob's.
The band
Uncle
was
Bob's
play-
old country bunker, or no? The Roadhouse was the last scene. Where they did the final performance, or is this a reference to one of the greatest movies of all time?
Oh, Roadhouse, yeah, Patrick Swayze.
Roadhouse, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. That is one of the best movies of all time. Oh man, Pat
Godfather, Shawshank Redemption, Roadhouse.
All right, name that occupation, Marc Horner. What do you think this guy does?
Elwood is a corporate executive for I'm thinking a public company somewhere in Chicago.
Okay, yeah, that's what he didn't. Yeah, all right. So yeah, he's out of Chicago, Elwood. That's a great Chicago movie of all time. Yeah, I agree. He's got the deferred comp and he's got a ton of non-qual. So those are RSUs, those are stock options, those are.
Yep.
I bet he's worked there. He's 57. He's probably been there 20 some odd years.
Yep. He came in the management training program and he's a high flyer on the inside track there.
So he's got $8 million. He wants to spend a couple $100,000. So yeah, I think you're good.
Right.
I think you're good. Let's kind of break this down. What's his question? He just wants a little spitball here? Just kind of figure out.
What is his question?
Andy, do you got his question?
Yeah, he says we would love a spitball and always looking forward to your podcast. So yeah, they just want to make sure that they're on track. If they're able to spend $250,000 to $300,000 a year, given their $7.875 million portfolio and their $1.5 million of deferred comp coming in, are they good? I guess you answered it. The answer is yes. What kind of distribution rate are we looking at here?
Super tough one here. So 300,000. Yeah, you could retire. You have close to 10 million. 3% burn rate on $10 million is 300,000 plus tax plus the cost of living. I think you're good. This is not even including any other fixed income sources such as your Social Security that's going to come in whenever you claim that. So breaking
this is what we would call a brag, maybe.
Well, I don't know. He's kind of pounding. He's pounding the table a little bit. He's kind of feeling good. Just wanted to hear confirmation if he can blow out of ExxonMobil or what's it?
Exactly. Yeah. So right in Elwood's defense, I mean, he's spending his time worrying about the next oil spill, not in the financial planning business. So so that's why he's leaning on this ragtag group.
He's got $575,000 in Roth. So yeah. Again, I think the tax play on this is going to be all right. He has to take this $1.5 million in deferred comp. So for those of you keeping score, what deferred comp is, if you're an executive at one of these big, nice Fortune 50 firms, is that you can defer some of your compensation into a deferred comp plan, hence the name. The pros and cons to that is that it's all pre-tax. In some cases, you can pick the investment. Some cases, you can't, depending on the plan. So in like very big income years, so I would imagine Elwood would received options, or he's exercising, or maybe he got restricted stock, and so all of that is taxed at ordinary income. So he was like, well, here maybe I can defer some other income to kind of help that tax burden in those years. The bad thing about deferred comp plan is that, I mean, it's a fixed payment coming out, and it's all ordinary income. So you have zero control of the taxes as it comes out. Second, it sits on the balance sheet of the company, you know?
Yep.
So
You're
the company goes
creditor. Yeah.
So
No, right. Yeah, right. If the company goes under, sayonara deferred comp. I've seen some deferred comp plans that you might have an option to spread out the payments so that you don't get $1.5 million of income all in one year. And maybe
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But the downside of that is that you have to select what your payment's going to be the year before you defer.
Yeah.
So is it a 10-year deferment? Is it a 5-year deferment? Because let's say, or sometimes you can even go up to 15 years. But I don't know. God, I read something, and it must have been on Instagram because the stat didn't seem real to me. But
Right.
it's like, back in the day, companies lasted 60 years. Today, companies last 15 years, right? Because there's mergers, acquisitions, there's consolidation. Depending on what field that you're in, the big stable companies. As technology increases and things like that, you don't see I don't know if in our lifetimes we'll see companies like GE anymore that were around for 100 years.
Right.
So the longer the payment, the more risk that you're taking on in this deferred comp. So it's like, all right, well, I don't know how long this company's going to be, or even large, big company like Kodak, right? I mean, we could go on and on. There's airlines, there's all sorts of different industries and companies that were at the pinnacle of their lifespan, and several years later, they're no longer.
The Lehman Brothers deferred comp plan probably didn't work out too well.
No, Bears worked out pretty well, though, I heard.
Oh.
So is the point of a deferred comp plan for the companies that you're talking about, the thing that you read on Instagram, old companies lasted for 60 years, now they're lasting for 15. Are they creating these deferred comp plans with the idea that in the case that we do go bust, we're not on the hook for that money? We can get the high quality talent without necessarily have to pay them right up front?
No. I don't think anyone goes into business looking to, to set these plans up to go bust to help their P&L. It's definitely a recruitment tool for high quality executives to say, we have other benefits that maybe XYZ company doesn't have. There's some cool tax plays that you can do. This is going to enhance and enrich your overall retirement, and so on and so forth. So, because the old rule of thumb, and I think it's true for probably 90% of Americans, is that, most people will be in a lower tax bracket in retirement unless you've saved a ton of money in tax-deferred accounts, or you have very large pensions and you've saved a ton of money in tax-deferred accounts. So, the deferred comp, let's say you're in the highest bracket, you can defer some of your compensation. And then when that compensation comes back to you when you're retired, in most cases, you could be in a lower tax bracket. So there's that tax arbitrage. But in this guy's case, I don't know, you got $5 million of non-qualified accounts. I would like to see how that's invested and how much interest and dividends is kicking off of that. You have a deferred comp payment. Let's say it's over 10 years. That's $150,000. If it's over 5, it's $300,000. That's all ordinary income. If tax rates go up, you could lose some more of that, depending on when he wants to retire. It just kind of hurts some of the tax planning that you could do. Because if you're at $300,000 of fixed income in retirement, you're not going to be doing conversions.
Yeah.
Right. So, but
So if we're at all right that he's a high flying public company executive, also looking at what company stock might be sitting in that brokerage account with some sort of super low basis. Maybe they're charitably inclined and there's a gifting opportunity to do some gifting and pair that with getting more money into the Roth.
yeah, he could have company stock in his 401k plan as well.
Yep.
And so if that was the case, he could do net unrealized appreciation, take those dollars out, put those in a brokerage account. You pay tax on the basis. If he's been there for a while, the basis is probably relatively low, I'm guessing. But, yeah, I wonder if he drives a piece of shit cop car.
No, a Subaru Crosstrek.
No, he's not the Subaru guy, is he?
No, he's the F-150 guy, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, F-150.
Yeah.
Okay, F-150.
All right, F-150. I think that lines up entirely with our ExxonMobil guess. I think we're leaning towards some sort of manufacturing, getting your hands dirty kind of a job.
Oh, yeah, I think F-150 is the most popular automobile of our listeners.
This shows up all the time. F-150s.
F-150 and bourbon, old fashions, and
been listening
hazy
for 6
IPAs.
months.
Yeah,
and hazy IPAs.
Yeah, and listening for 6 months. Nothing beyond that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, cool. Very good. All right. Well, thanks for the questions. Thanks for filling in, Mark. Wonderful job, buddy.
Ton of fun, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. My rookie debut.
All right, Andy. Wonderful job as always. Aaron, hey, great job. Are you still awake? Aaron Townsend, folks. Look at that.
Asleep at the desk.
He's just working those cameras. I don't think the camera moved once. So, paying him overtime to. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. For Andy Last, Marc Horner, I'm Joe Anderson. Big Al will be back at some point. You might be enjoying his vacation too much. So, Mark, we might need to tap on you a lot more than you think. So, have a good week, everyone.
You do the same.
We'll see you next week. Show's called Your Money, Your Wealth.
Big Al Clopine CPA returns next week to talk with Joe about the provisions that might affect you in the One Big Beautiful Bill. The fellows also debate the merits of Roth strategies other financial advisors are pushing, and they spitball on why IRA guru Ed Slott CPA is such a fan of permanent cash value life insurance. Big thanks to Marc Horner, CFP, for joining us on YMYW this weekend last. Look for more from Mark on the Pure Financial YouTube channel right now. Links in the episode description. This fellow's good. He might need his own show. You have just a few days left to complete the 8th annual YMYW podcast survey for your shot at a $100 Amazon e-gift card. Click or tap the link in the episode description, use the secret password YMYW to access the survey, and tell us your opinions and experiences before 5 p.m. Pacific time on August 31st, 2025. Only U.S. residents are eligible to participate in the giveaway. No purchase necessary. Survey and giveaway close and Amazon e-gift card winner chosen at 5 p.m. Pacific time on August 31st, 2025. Your Money, Your Wealth is presented by Pure Financial Advisors, a registered investment advisor. This show does not intend to provide personalized investment advice through this podcast and does not represent that the securities or services discussed are suitable for any investor. As rules and regulations change, podcast content may become outdated. Investors are advised not to rely on any information contained in the podcast in the process of making a full and informed investment decision.